Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Detroit Lions Syndicate. This channel, we talk all things Detroit Lions. So thank you guys for subscribing, getting me to 400 subscribers. We are on our way to 500. I think what I'm going to do is when we hit that coveted 1,000 mark, I will create an intro and things like that. Just in case you're wondering what we're doing here, Detroit Lions Syndicate will hopefully be the first of many syndicate channels based on teams of professional sport. So we are expanding the syndicate, looking for content creators of all different teams who would like to make videos in a professional format and help me take the syndicate to the next level. So if you're interested, let me know. So the promo is out the way, and now we're going to talk Detroit Lions. Today, 1 year ago today, Coach Dan Campbell was hired for the Detroit Lions. And I remember watching the press conference because Brad Holmes was hired first. And we're like, who are we going to get? We had all type of names out there. Who could be the next coach of the Detroit Lions? And one name in particular that never came out of Brad Holmes' mouth was Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis, for me, would have been a no-go because I was so emotional last year after the holding on to Matt Patricia for year 3 and then firing him and then going to potentially get a guy that had never won in the playoffs with the Cincinnati Bengals. So I was just like, the Lions don't want to change. If they bring in Marvin Lewis, they should have never fired Jim Caldwell, because Marvin Lewis, although he was respected and things like that, he never won. So how are you bring a guy in that never won? So it was just confusing to me, and that was going to be the end for me. I was going to have to walk away from this franchise because they would continue to have shown me that they don't want any different. But that's not what they did. They went and got former Lions player Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell played with the Lions from 2006 to 2008. And although he did not physically play on that 0-16 team, he still walks around knowing that he was at least part of at least an injured roster to be the first 0-16 team in NFL history. So when they hired him, although I thought it was off the wall and out the box, I was okay. And then comes the legendary introductory press conference. For those of you who don't remember, let's take a look at the key moment from Dan Campbell's press conference.
I wanted this job bad because I felt like I knew this community. I played here. All right. Here's what I know. Just as an overall philosophy, you're going to say, well, what's this team going to be? What's it not going to be? Here's what I know. All right. I know that Detroit's made up of great people, some really good people. All right. This community is strong. This place has been kicked, it's been battered, it's been bruised, and I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. I can give you, hey, we're going to win this many games. I can't. None of that matters, and you guys don't want to hear it anyway. You've had enough of that. So excuse my language. All right. Here's what I do know is that this team is going to take on the identity of this city. All right. And the city's been down, and it found a way to get up. All right. It's found a way to overcome adversity. All right. And so this team's going to be built on, we're going to kick you in the teeth. All right. And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. All right. And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. All right. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap and we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing. All right. That's going to be the mentality. All right. And we're going to learn that any loss that we take, we're going to make sure we feel the full pain of it and not go numb to it and learn from it and not to want to taste it again. All right. We're going to be competitive every game. I can't sit up here and guarantee wins and losses, and I just can't do it. But I'll guarantee you this, man, these guys are going to fight, and they're going to scratch and claw, and they're going to be something this city's proud of because they're going to take on the identity of this city. All right. The ones that have to learn, man, it ain't always going to be roses up here. Everything's going to be, the way that we all want it to be and look perfect. But I know this, man, we're going to fight, we're going to scratch, and we're going to claw. And I know the good teams find a way to get it done. And if somebody goes down, the next one steps up, and he's expected to produce enough to help those guys next to him win. These guys are going to learn to play together, play for one another. I'm not going to ask these guys to do anything that I've never had to do or never been asked somebody else to do, or for that matter, as coaches. I'm going to find the right staff. I'm going to find a staff that's not loaded with just a bunch of people that look good on paper. Man, I am scouring I was going to say the country, but even beyond the country, if you will. I'm looking for the best coaches I can find for the best spots. All right, there's great coaches out there. You just got to find them. But I want exactly what I said earlier about what Sean's comment was about, man, hey, look, you're looking for compatibility. Here's the other thing that Sean always used to say when it came to the roster, but it comes with the people around you as well. And that is, you know, it's not about the best 53, it's about the right 53.
I remember that speech like it was yesterday. In the month of January, it was kind of a quick, the Lions were making headlines because within a week after that, after Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes were hired, then Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions mutually agreed to part ways. So even with that, so we kind of dominated the offseason when it came to big news. Our kneecap-biting head coach and our 12-year quarterback wanting to leave the franchise. For all the talk and all the mockery that was made about Dan Campbell, from skits to kneecap soup and all these things, the good and the bad, Dan Campbell did exactly what he said he was going to do. I mean, that whole 3 minutes stands out. Dan Campbell meant everything he said, from not going down without a fight, that they would continue to get up, that when you knock us down, we're going to continue to get up. And not only are we going to get up, but we're going to take chunks out of you on the way up. And while the media got a good laugh of it, we got a good laugh as well. For us Detroiters and fans of the team, whether you live in Detroit, you are from Michigan or not, you kind of got what this guy was saying. I've lived in Detroit for probably 35 of my 42 years on this earth. And when he said that, I was like, man, this guy knows what we're about. And I was immediately hooked on what he said. From next man up, when he's talking about the roster and who's on it, he didn't make excuses. When Jeff Okudah went down the first game of the season, we had undrafted rookie free agents step up making plays. When we first talked about how bad the wide receiver core was going to be for the Detroit Lions, and it did look pretty bad. We had a lot of guys on one-year deals, but what did they do? They stepped up. Khalif Raymond was the early standout. Josh Reynolds, late standout. Amon-Ra St. Brown emerged as a stud wide receiver. Made some noise at the end. We lost a lot of people. We lost Swift. We lost TJ Hawkinson. I mean, we lost a lot of our big-name people, but we continue to stay in and stay in the fight. The Detroit Lions lost 3 games in walk-off fashion. They lost to the Chicago Bears, the Minnesota Vikings, and the infamous Justin Tucker 66-yard kick. You win those 3 games, we're now a 6-win team. We should have beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Had we not had a whack kicker and we had the kicker we have now, or Austin Seibert, we win that game potentially, right? That's 7 wins. But you take those, that's 7 wins. But let's focus on the actual wins that we did have. The season progresses. We've lost 10 games. We've tied against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we are trying to avoid the first 16-1 team in NFL history. What do? We lead the Minnesota Vikings, then we trail them. And then with the game on the line, we literally score on the last play to win the game. We needed a touchdown. We got the touchdown to get the winless monkey off our back. We then proceed to stomp the Arizona Cardinals. And on the last game of the season, we beat the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Green Bay Packers did rest their starters for the second half. But come on, man. We beat Aaron Rodgers and all of the starters in the first half. And you can't take that away from us. We won that game. So with the depleted roster, with your backup quarterback unable to win you any games, with your top cornerback going down, with your top running back being out. I mean, these guys, we had Craig Reynolds, Godwin Igwebuike. We had guys step up for this team. I think that these 2 guys, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, are going to bring us to where we need to be. So leave it in the comments below. 1 year later, how do you feel about Dan Campbell being our coach? Let me know in the comments below. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I appreciate it very much. If you're coming from the Gridiron Blitz, I appreciate you as well. And don't forget, hopefully this will be the start of a slew of Syndicate channels representing everyone's favorite team. So you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. And as always, go Lions.